Wendy Duffy, a 56-year-old former care worker from the West Midlands, has made a one-way trip to Switzerland with a single purpose: to end her life at the Pegasus clinic. Her decision stems from an unrelenting grief that began 4 years ago when her only child, Marcus, died in a tragic accident. Marcus was a music-loving teenager who had fallen asleep on the sofa while eating a cheese and onion sandwich. Wendy had been making her own sandwich when Marcus asked for one, requesting a couple of cherry tomatoes on top. She halved the tomatoes, left him to his snack, and went to prepare for work. When she returned, she found Marcus purple and unresponsive. Using her medical training, Wendy immediately launched into CPR, screaming for help. Paramedics arrived shortly after, and later tests revealed that half of a cherry tomato had become lodged in Marcus's windpipe, cutting off oxygen to his brain. Despite the efforts, Marcus could not be revived. In the days that followed, Wendy sat by his bedside for 5 days before life support was withdrawn. During that time, doctors were able to retrieve Marcus's organs for transplant. She later received a letter from the man who received Marcus's heart, telling her that thanks to her son he could now play with his own children again. A 4-year-old also received a donation. While the knowledge that Marcus's organs gave others a second chance brought some comfort, it also intensified her pain. The loss left Wendy feeling hollow. She described existing rather than living, saying that when Marcus died, a part of her died too. 9 months after his death she attempted suicide by overdose, an attempt that failed. The grief persisted, and she began to contemplate a more permanent solution. Over the next year, Wendy researched assisted dying options abroad. She learned that UK law would not permit her case, as the pending assisted dying bill limits access to those who are terminally ill with 6 months to live and of sound mind. Even the well-known Dignitas clinic in Switzerland would likely have rejected her application because she is not suffering from a terminal illness. Instead, she turned to Pegasus, a clinic that has gained notoriety for accepting applicants whose suffering is rooted in severe psychiatric distress or unbearable grief, provided they pass a rigorous evaluation. Wendy submitted her full medical records, underwent psychiatric assessment, and after months of review, a panel of experts approved her request for assisted dying. The preparation was meticulous. Wendy booked a one-way flight, paid approximately £10,000 for the procedure, wrote farewell letters to her loved ones, selected a special outfit for her final moments, and chose the music that will accompany her departure: Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die with a Smile. She plans to be cremated in Switzerland, with her ashes returned to her family to be scattered at the bench dedicated to Marcus. Wendy acknowledges that Marcus would likely urge her to get a dog. Mum, buck up your ideas, but she believes he would ultimately understand her desire to be reunited with him. She says she no longer wants to exist in a world without her son, and she views the journey to Pegasus as a way to finally find peace. Her story raises broader questions about the limits of assisted dying legislation, the role of grief in end-of-life decisions, and how different jurisdictions define eligibility for help in dying. While the UK debates whether to expand access, cases like Wendy's highlight the deep personal anguish that can drive individuals to seek solutions beyond their home borders. In the end, Wendy Duffy's journey is a stark reminder of how a single, sudden loss can reshape a life forever, and how some people, faced with unendurable sorrow, look beyond their own borders for a chance to say goodbye on their own terms.